Game over. Thank you so much for playing my game.
Alright, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to my stream. Looks like I had an open mic there. My apologies for that. We're going to be doing some Kerbal Space Program here. And it looks like my audio sounds okay, but let's double check that. Good evening, good afternoon. Wow, that sounds awesome. That's 4 days in a row that my audio has been awesome. Alright, let's get Kerbal started here. And we'll get the show going. There we go. How is everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a fantabulous day. Sounds like it's going to be a fun day. I'm not going to fund anything. A fun day. Yeah, it should be a fun day. So hopefully we can take what we've learned on these last, I don't know what, 3 drill sites? No, 2 drill site landings. And try to hone our skills. So I think yesterday, we'll go do a quick review. I think we got the gypsum up and running. We got the crew there. They have supplies. They have some interim habitation. So they'll be okay. I think we set them up like that before we signed off. So the thing is I want to do now is, well, turn that off. There we go. Is go to the tracking station. And let's go down to... Why do I have 2 things here? What's this probe? I have a feeling it's a piece of debris that didn't get cleaned up. Great. Awesome. All right, let's get rid of that. That's very confusing. I thought the rule was that anything that doesn't have control or Kerbal is supposed to be debris. So this is not really a probe. All right, so let's go down here, check out our gypsum site. It's kind of a hodgepodge because things didn't really go as planned. I didn't take enough planning time. I just wanted to get it done. That's weird. Alright. Kind of a little miniature site here. So let's make sure we have... Nothing's overheating. You know what? These drills don't heat up, so I actually don't need this on. But we're going to keep it to draw the heat away from... that. Okay. So what we have here is we have gypsum drills that are drilling. They're grabbing gypsum right there. And we should have some. We have some in the planetary warehouse. That is so cool that works. Like, we have material kits and specialized parts in the warehouse. I was unaware of that. Look at that electrical charge. Why is that being stored in the warehouse? I don't know. Alright, so I'm cracking open my beverage here. Alright, so that's our gypsum. This is out here for supplies once we get supplies going. So we have our logistics. Over here we have our PDU. So we have a reactor that's supplying power for the 2 drills, for all the power. And we have habitation. So this site is doing what it needs to do. Now the reason why we're doing gypsum, that's such a weird name to pronounce, by the way, is because gypsum is converted or processed into fertilizer. And our ultimate goal here is to make this a self-sustaining base, colonization, shall we say. So we got to set up the infrastructure. Yesterday, I thought it would be a good idea to drop the drills, drill the gypsum, and then start the gypsum conversion. Well, okay, that's going to need a little bit more stuff. So to do the fertilizer, you need a part, which I believe Tundra... So again, under the Tundra habitation stuff here, or the agriculture, it's split into 4 sections or 2 sections, and depending upon which route you want, you take different components and you convert them to fertilizer. So I thought, okay, instead of doing that directly, let's just get all the raw materials needed for everything. Get all the drill sites set up. We'll do supply drops. And then once we have all the raw materials, then we can find a site to collect all this stuff, get all the big machinery there, and start converting this stuff, and then become self-sufficient. So it's going to be not quite cookie cutter, but it's going to be something we're going to get a little bit better at, because, well, I think the next thing we're going to need, if I bring up that sheet, so we're going to need water. Hydrates converts to water. I know you can drill water directly, so let's go see if we have water on the moon. Not a whole lot of water on the moon. So I think the best site is to go with hydrates. Crank this up to 80. Uh-oh. Okay, maybe 70. Okay, oh, okay. So it looks like we're going to have, so we have a little bit here, but we have a higher concentration up here. Oh, looks like not quite equatorial. That's fine. All right, so let's go back to the Space Center. Let's find our... Trying to click. All right. So I'm pretty sure we can use the same rover setup we did before, which was... Okay. We want MUN rover gypsum VTOL test. I don't know why it's called a VTOL test. Oh, and you know, yesterday I was actually in the middle of getting rid of all this stuff I don't need anymore, but then I decided not to. So MUN rover. That one. How come I don't have a rocket? Oh, because we created a new lifter on the fly, didn't we? I don't have the new lifter for that. Alright, that's fine. So, we are going to do, I think I said metallic ore. Is that what I said is our mission? Alright, so we're going to do metallic ores. First of all, let's change this to be metallic ore. That's metallic ore. Then this needs to be metallic ore. Oops. Alright. Oops. Alright, so... Now, can the M500 be used for metallic ore? Or is the drills? There we go. Or is it the strip miner? That's hydrates. Water. Metallic ore. Alright, so it's a different drill. Alright, cool. Whoa. Whoa, that thing's bigger too. Holy shnikey, that thing's bigger. That is way bigger. Oh, man. This, why did he do that? Okay, let's try something a little different. Take this off for a sec. Let's take these off. We have some RTGs in here that I may want to reuse. Can I still use... Oh. Can I still... I have a weird idea. This might be crazy though. Well, that was not expecting to be that. I know, it's a huge drill. It's monster. Okay. Alright. So, Okay. I don't think this poor rover... Oops. My bad. I don't think this is gonna work. Because I can't transport something like this. I can't put this on a rocket like this. Well, not like that anyways. Okay, I didn't want to copy it. That thing's huge. All right. Let's... I didn't want to say that. Doggone it. So, if we're going to do this, we need the drill, we need storage. Do we need 2 drills? If I don't do 2 drills, it's going to be lopsided. So, might as well do 2 drills. Alright, so let's grab a container. Not that container. Not that container. No. Alright. That's too small. Let's see here. Go back to the drills. God, that was a... the drill's a monster. Because I really don't need the container for storage. I just need it kind of to facilitate some stuff. Alright, so can I do this in a nice symmetry? Alright. Change route to here. Did that not change route? There, alright. What's the next size container? I hate to ask. I'm thinking for practicality here, that's going to be our drill. Alright. And once again, this drill is from metallic ore, right? I'm just not making this stuff up. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. I'm not that smart. So that's hydrate, water, metallic ore. Alright. So... now again, to convert this, we need parts. Is that the bottom here? So it looks like 8 specialized material kits. Alright, so... hang on one sec, guys. Okay, I'm back. I am back. Alright, so I think for practicality, because of the size of the drills, I need something to attach them to. Why not? Alright, so to land this, and to fly this out, hypothetically, let's just see what we can do here. So if we do is that gonna work? Now this is gonna be empty, so it's not gonna weigh that much. This is a bare bones storage compartment. Carp 2191 with a follow. Thank you for that follow, Carp. Appreciate it very much. Okay, so let's change this to the MUN. I'm thinking this is, it's going to be, oh, now if we're going to make this part of the infrastructure, we have to make sure we can use tubes and stuff. All right. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But sir, first of all, let's go ahead and let's put a battery. Let me put a battery underneath. Why do I want a battery? Well, I want a battery just so I have power. Let's go ahead and kind of tuck that away a little bit. Alright. Then up here, we want to make sure that when this lands, it doesn't get cleaned up by the game. So we need a, ooh, we need a couple things actually. Well, we're going to need a probe core. So let's put a probe core up top. So now, if and when we land this, if and when we land this, and we detach everything from it, it can freestand. Even if it runs out of power, it'll still be a craft because we have control authority. We have a control, a probe core. That's what I was trying to say. All right. So now, to get this out there, I don't want to use a sky crane. I think I'm going to make my own. It won't be too fancy. So, this is what we're going to do here. Grab a decoupler. Yeah, I don't want to use the big one. It takes up too much space. So I'm going to take a small one. And I'm going to flip it over. Because I want, when I decouple this, I don't want it to be stuck here. I want it to stick to whatever's going to be on top of it. Then, let's see if I do my own. So this has a little bit. Let's do this. I need to put. Hey, Texan Space Agent, how you doing, TSA? I'm gonna put a little reaction wheel on the actual craft. Cool. Then let's go ahead and attach a fuel tank. Try this. Alright. I need a couple structural pieces. Maybe. Let's do that. This is just kind of, I'm just kind of piecing this together right now. So where's my engines? And then if I grab some thuds. So, based upon the weight, we don't have enough fuel. Alright, so we need a bigger fuel tank. Fine. Let's try. I need about 1100 Delta V to land this. Sorta. What am I looking for? Tanks. And then if we go to this one. Put this back. Grab this. Put it there. 700. Wow, this thing weighs a lot. How much does this canister weigh? Ugh. Can I still get... Okay, so I don't get any fuel transfer there. Really? Okay, alright. I just had to enable crossfeed. Alright, so actually... kind of like that a little bit better, I think. Because what we can do then is... how do we do this? How do we do this? Because once we land this, I need to shed all this stuff that it's on. Oh, I know. Let's do this. Grab these. And can I... Okay, do that. Then let's get rid of this. Then let's grab the thuds. Oh, no. Let's grab another one. Cool. And just as long as these will allow for fuel transfer. Oh, I don't get no fuel transfer with those. Really? Oh, wait. No, really? Those don't allow fuel flow, huh? Doesn't say it doesn't. Huh. So these won't surface attach, huh? Nope. Alright, so I'm trying to make it a little bit cleaner of a sky crane. Or I can just see what their sky crane works. Alright, let's see here. No, not that. Same thing. And the TWR is even worse. I like my sky crane better. So how do I get fuel from here to here? So if I put this directly here, I don't get fuel. Alright, but if I use this, and then put the engine here. Oh, that's all in... Oh, alright, so maybe that would have worked. Hang on. My bad. Alright, so that does work. I was just not looking at my staging. Alright. So what I'm trying to do is make a clean separation of everything. So if I take and put these here, like so. If I just bring them out just a smidge, get them nice and centered in there. Then if I take a decoupler, a small decoupler, that's small, and then take the engines, and we adjust our... Really? So that's not working. Really? There's a way around this. I was just hoping to... How have I been? I've been doing fine, Texas Space Agency. How about yourself? Trying to come up with a creative solution, but obviously my creative solutions aren't working for some reason. So I'm losing fuel flow from somewhere. Let me... Oh, darn it. I think I know what the problem was. Let me put those back. So is it... Okay. Alright, so we got fuel flow. So on the so from here to here, these decouplers by default are set to disable the crossfeed. So I had to enable the crossfeed so the fuel would flow. Alright. Not bad. Big changes for me. Quit my job, moved across Texas, started a new job, and I'm going back to school. Wow. That is a lot of big changes. Welcome 2017, I suppose. Alright. So I don't see those interfering with anything. Let's reduce the gimbal down to about 25. So that's my sky crane. Unless they're going to hit the gear. I think the gear should be fine. Hey, can I ask a dumb question while you're here? I don't know how the new fuel flow work things, and I'm having problems pumping. If you click on an engine, right mouse click, and you can see the overlay, it'll give you a graphical representation on how the fuel flows. If you have multiple tanks, you can right mouse click on the tank and set the priority. The lower the priority, that tank gets drained first. So, hope that works. Oh, no problem, TSA. So anyways, I have 721 to land with this. I don't think that's going to be enough. So, how do I do this a little bit cleaner? How do I get additional fuel? Plus I have to take some parts. And that one reaction wheel isn't going to be enough. I guess I could do drop tanks. That's so hideous, though. Drop tanks are so hideous. I've been clicking around on the tanks for weeks and so, oh yeah, it's always the engine. Yeah, the engine. And you have to make sure you have, there's an option called advanced tweakables in your settings. You have to have that enabled or clicked on. So again, I'm just slapping stuff on here I think I'm going to need, and then I'm going to try to clean this up because I'm going to need more fuel. What's my center of mass look like? Well, that's actually not so bad. So on the MUN, we have almost a 8.0, but we're going to add some more fuel here, so that's going to go lower, and that'll be fine. So if I do drop tanks, oh man, it's so hideous to do drop tanks. Even I think it's hideous. So if we put a couple of, no, not 4, just a couple. And for drop tanks, we just need a little bit more fuel. So I'm thinking maybe I can get away with this. I got a whole bunch of weird colors going on. Alright, so there's drop tanks. But to get the fuel, we have to do fuel lines, and I want to go. Oh, whoa. No, not like that. Can I have radial, please? Radial. There we go. Thank you. It's oh. Okay, so why? Let's put these. Alright, symmetry got weird. I want to flow from here to there. Alright, so that gives me 1200 delta V. That should be more than enough. And then halfway through, when these get drained, I can drop these, and I won't be carrying a heavy weight. It doesn't look pretty. No, it doesn't. And then is what I can do is I can drop these. I can use an engineer and disassemble these parts so that won't be so much clutter. So the only thing I need to do is we're going to call this MUN. What am I doing again today? What does the P20 thing mean? P20. P20. Was that here you were seeing? Oh, it's the priority. So lower the number, and the numbers are arbitrary, so if you want them even, just make sure they're all the same number. But as you can see here, if I want to change the priority, I want to make sure this drains first. I'll change this to like an Or is it the higher the number? Let's see. We'll change it. So we'll make this P10. So you can see it's going from here to there. So this gets drained first because of a lower number. So if I change this to 12, I think I have to click this off, or to 11. So if I click this off and then on, double check here. Oh, okay, so my priority won't work because I have a fuel line that's overriding it, right? So the fuel line says it automatically has to go there. But if you have stacked tanks, so let's see here. Let's see if I can quickly, visually. All right, so the lower the number, the higher priority. Yes, I believe clipped is correct. Yes. So lower goes first, and then higher. Is it higher? Okay. I thought it was lower was first. So higher priority. So if I make this, let me take this off so this doesn't confuse the situation here. Take that. So 14. So if I change this to a higher number, and do I turn this on and off? So maybe that's hard to illustrate because they're stacked like that. You Google, all right, Maximum, thanks. So the higher the tank priority, it gets drained first. So this tank would get drained first, then this one. Now if they're set the same, they drain evenly. So, all right. So let's put this all back the way it was. Because I'm making a very ugly sky crane. I don't need that. Alright. No, it's fine, TSA. No big deal. That's what KSP is all about. Alright, so anyways, I have enough delta V to land this. Thrust to right ratio looks okay. Except for, I guess I'll do a separate rocket for the parts, because I need parts and an engineer to convert this over to whatever I need to convert it to, which is metallic ore. And so first of all, what I want to do is I want to call this MUN metallic metal. Is it 1 or 2 L's? I forget. I got it spelled right. What do you know? I had to check. Alright, we'll save that. Let's just put this on the launch pad. And let's see how it sits. Well, it wasn't a complicated craft. Oh, it's nighttime. Alright, so that works. So on Kerbin, the thuds can't budge this. That's fine. This thing just weighs a lot, that's all. Alright. Alright. I guess I could hack the gravity and test it. So I'm not going to combine this with anything else because this looks rinky-dink as it is. So let's go ahead and that's the engine. Let's go ahead and do that. Do that. Do that. Now this is going slightly slightly inclined. How much torque? I don't have any torque. We got a battery for electrical charge. I don't want the thing to be totally void of electrical, so let's do something like this maybe. Okay, how come I didn't get two of those? Weird. Oh, or did it do it in mirror? Oh, now it's doing it. Weird. Alright, that's fine. So I have a couple of RTG tucked away. These don't generate any power. I wonder if that RTG is going to be enough power. Alright, let's do this also. I'm nervous. My own creations never work. Not really. We'll stick some solar panels. This is going to be wrapped in a really ugly fairing, so I don't have to worry about making this stuff aerodynamic for the flight out, but I do need to put a nose cone. You know what I could do also is we can put an engine down here, so we can do this in two phases. We can do a stage that lines up for the landing, and this will be the landing only. I like that idea better. God, these drop tanks just look hideous. I mean, they're like a sore thumb sticking out, that's all. Alright. Alright, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and, first of all, I don't know. Let's go ahead and put a decoupler down here. And let's go ahead and put Alright, let me get my staging all squared away here. So again, 840 delta V. Wow, that's not much. This thing must... How much does this thing weigh? 45 tons? There's nothing in there. Holy crap, that's why the thing's so... Ugh. Alright, well... It is industrial, that's for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and tuck that up in there. It's almost a waste of Delta V. It's almost a waste of a rocket. Whoa, where'd that go? Okay, never mind. Do I have something... Didn't I just put... No? Alright, I thought I did. Oh, it was that. No, let's not do that. I just want to make sure this lands and I don't come up short like I do every single time. What's the difference between... So we have 1170. Okay, that's better. Kind of a low thrust to weight ratio. So let's make sure we have enough thrust to weight ratio. So we're going to do a little sneaky here. Let's do this. Let's grab. Oh, not that many. Let's just keep it all lined up here. Then let's grab some Reliance. Stick those right there. Okay. This'll work. A little bit better. Again, it's going to be wrapped in a fairing, but still, let's make it look halfway acceptable. Oh, I don't know what that was doing. I have to grab the green one. There you go. Green one. Alright. And like that. A little bit more, I think. A little more. A little more. There we go. Alright, so then we drag this down. And then we want to go and get... I'm having some difficulties here. Here we go. Arc. And then we're going to tuck those in. Alright. So now we have stage 4. Its sole purpose is to help get this set up for the landing, because we're going to do a polar orbit-ish. So that gives us 1,000 delta V just to get it lined up. We'll have some left over. Slow this big tuchus down. Tuchus. This thing. Alright. Let's just make sure we have auto strut to heaviest. Auto strut to heaviest. Let's strut all this. Strut this. Strut that. Alright. Then we can take and kind of... Whoa. Alright. So in between all that, we're going to put a fairing, if I can make it fit. Oh, that's not going to fit. Oh, that's going to be hideous. Unless I can tuck the drills in. That ain't gonna work. Alright, hang on. Stay there. Yeah, let's see how far we can do this. I know Rover Dude's not a big fan of clipping. So clipping his stuff into his stuff, well, it's like going against evolution. Alright, that ain't gonna work. Alright, well, then is what we can do here is go that. That'll work. So is what we'll do is... I guess we'll just have to go with a big lifter. So if we go with... fuel. And what if we do a rhino? Alright. All that work I did down the tube. Whatever. And then let's see here. Let's grab these and put those back where they were. And let's see if we can wrap a fairing. I clicked on something. I don't know what I clicked on. Alright, that'll work. That will work. God, this is just hideous. It's gonna look better when it's landed, though. Alright, so what I want to do here is... Alright. So again, we're going to have battery. Even if it goes drive... Oh, crikey. I'm not thinking very well today. So we have to make sure this will line up when it's on the ground. Like so. And we put flex tubes to connect it. I like to connect things. I know with the new scavenging you don't have to, but it's not that I don't trust it. I just don't trust me. So what I need to do here is put a couple of these. And to test this out is what I'm going to do is temporarily we're going to use docking ports. Alright, now we go down here. Oh, here? I don't know where it's at. There it is. Doesn't matter which one of these I have. I just want to... Okay, that's fine. Alright, so... how far can we go with this? Alright, that'll be fine. Every single time I put those on. Alright. So we land this, we have some power, we have some RTGs to kind of keep it alive, and then we'll have to drop some support structures. But I think, as atrocious as that looks, that should work. So let's just make sure strut to heaviest. Strut to heaviest. Strut to heaviest. You know, I'm gonna go against my better judgment. I'm gonna tuck those in just a smidge. Yeah, let's make sure those are strutted. 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 Alright. Let's go ahead and wrap this. Bearing build. And oh, that looks weird. Alright. Alright, so, how's my staging here? So again, this stage right here, the sole purpose of the Rhino is to slow it down, so to line it up for the landing. Alright, cool. So now, is what we do is we're going to make another stage. Put some reaction wheel in there. Let's bring that up. And this stage is to go from Kerbin's orbit bark to the MUN. So let's just grab that with another Rhino. And of course, that didn't do it quite right, did it? Alright. Alright, that's enough delta V to go. Oh, this needs to be Kerbin. My bad. That'll work. That'll work. Alright, so let's strut. Strut. And let's... It's gonna be a tall rocket. It's gonna be a really tall rocket. Alright guys, give me 1 sec. I'll be... Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. We are back. All right, so we are getting ready to haul something very heavy to the MUN. I suppose it didn't have to be that heavy, but it's too late. Let me pull this aside. Oop. Darn it. Alright. Let me pull this aside again. So that's the lander right there, all by itself. 1200 delta V, not a real high thrust to weight ratio. Why is it so low? I don't think these decouplers. Where's that? There, that's the top. That's fine. Then it should be these two. Okay. Okay. So we have a total of 1700 delta V. Alright, that's better. All in the staging. Oh, thanks, Next. All in the staging. It's a hideous lander. It's industrial. That's all you have to remember. It's not there for pleasure cruise. Alright, let's go and put this back on. Put this back on. Pull that away. Make sure the staging is having a fit. Let's go ahead and actually, let's go ahead and do this. All right. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Oh no, I don't want that. Trying to figure out what's best to kind of hide here. Alright, let's see. Evidently the fairing was still there, I just didn't know it. No, that's not good. Go right about... Sorry. Mouse is in the wrong place. Alright, so let's go right about... There. There. Alright, it's not pretty. I'm not good with fairings. Alright, so... Got the fairing first. Then the decoupler, right? Decoupler is tucked away in there somewhere. Should be right. Cool. Alright, that works. So again, this stage right here is not to get an orbit, but this is to help line it up for the keep it simple. Yeah. That's what I try to do. This here is once we get an orbit around the MUN, which is what this stage is going to do. So that's enough to get us to the moon, get us a mid-course correction, and get a capture around the MUN. And this is to, yeah, alright, so that'll be fine. Alright, so now let's do the hard work. Let's get this off the planet. So once again, let's do a decoupler. And again, for some reason my staging is all hooey. And let's go with a couple of large tanks. And let's stick a mammoth, which I know is not going to be the solution. Alright. So stage 10 needs to have 3400 delta V. Nowhere near. So let's We're gonna get there, though. I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna give this stage some extra oomph. Yep. So let's go ahead and do what I did before, but I didn't use it. That made no sense whatsoever. Let's go ahead and put 4 of these. And we're going to use Reliance, because they have more oomph. And then again, if we take these and pull them down here. Yep, cool. I don't have to adorn them with anything. I just want them to just kind of do that thing right there. So I'm going to try using something I haven't used in a long time. We're going to use, you know, if I go with all SRBs, I fight the whole solid rocket booster versus LFO, liquid fuel. I don't like doing that. So I think is what we're going to do is we're going to do this overkill and have fun. Because that's what I want to do, is we want to have fun. So let's grab one of these, put it right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go with an orange tank. Hang on. We're going to do something a little different here. Okay, not that though. Oh no, what the heck is wrong? Usually I can see... I had this problem yesterday too. There, that's better. And then I'm going to use a twin bore. Somebody reminded me, the twin bore. I go, well, I know, but they always overheat. And they said, oh, mine never overheat. I'm going, well, then they changed something or I've been doing it wrong forever. All right, so let's do this. Bring that down to about there. Aux struts allow fuel flow. Yeah. The understructural, this strut. So the only thing that doesn't allow fuel flow, you'll see right here on these beams, is so no fuel crossfeed. So if you don't see that little orange showing up, so no crossfeed, crossfeed. So what I want to do is, oops, not that. Grab this. And let's go with 2 and see if we get enough. Alright, so let's first of all let's fix our staging. Oh. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7 engines. 165. It says we only have 28, but if we use fuel lines to stretch the delta V, we might have a winner. I'm going to put this right about there. 3032. Really? So we're 400 delta V shy. We'll borrow it from the next stage. I hate to do that, but we'll do it. Alright, so let's go ahead. Strut. 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 Alright. I mean, I could go 3, but I don't want to. We'll be fine. Now, because we have quite the heavy payload here, we're going to make this a little bit more complicated, a little bit more fun. Dangerous, fun, and complicated. Raise your hand if you want that. Ooh, I do. Alright, so first of all, before we get too crazy, let's get the Separatrons. So I do a standard if I'm just a little nervous that they won't push away because of flight angle and all that kind of stuff. I'll put one up here. But because this is actually kind of a longer hazard, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a couple down here. And then on the reverse side, oops, can't see. There we go. So that way they push away from the rocket as the rocket's going up, up, and away. All right, so let's get this kind of stashed away a little bit. Oh. All right, and we're just going to make this a little bit neater. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. All right. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Separatrons, 2, 4, 6, and then 2 decouplers, right? All right, cool. So we shoot off all these engines. All this fuel pushes these, and keeps the core filled. So when we decouple from here, the core will be still a full tank of gas. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and put some reaction wheels and some aerodynamics here. All right. So again, we have a very large payload to deliver to the MUN. Is it going to work? I don't know. By the numbers, it should. We're going to come up 400 short on orbit, but we're going to borrow it from stage 6. Hopefully that's not a mistake. Hopefully. All right, so let's go ahead and put a save. Let's go ahead and put launch clamps on this. Well, that was weird. Alright. Launch clamps. Fire the engines. We do that. We keep burning. Decouple engine. Alright, we should be good. Okay. Except we don't have any sort of communication at all. So let's get the antenna, and again, make sure we maintain some sort of power here. Now, this thing doesn't have an antenna either, but the probe core should be fine. However, I don't trust it. So let's put a whip antenna right here. That won't be in the way. That has RTGs. I think we're good. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. So let's make sure our staging is right. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7 engines. Fire those off. Then we let go. So there should be 4 of these. Good. I think we're good to go. Alright. Let's make sure. Good. Howdy, that looks like a real serious miner. The drill itself is huge. So I couldn't put it on a rover. So hopefully this works. So if it doesn't work, we're going to have a tremendous fireworks display. And no Kerbal lost alive, so. Let's just see if this monstrosity can get off the launch pad without breaking something. Oh, it's a nighttime launch. Great. Alright. Alright. Wish me luck. 3, 2, and 1. Alright. Now somebody told me their twin bores did not heat up. So let's test that theory out. Let's go to Kerbal and go to thermal. Let's keep an eye on the thermal here. Twin bores are heating up. See? What'd I tell you? They heat up. Alright, well, they didn't heat up that nut. So we barely got to 10,000 with that. Wow. Alright, so we can turn that off. So, they're not as bad as they used to be, I guess. I guess they got fixed in an update. They used to really heat up. I'd always have to put a radiator and turn them on. Give it power, not turn it, never mind. You know what I mean. Alright, it seems like the changes I've made also in OBS for the stream, I adjusted the keyframe and I lowered my bitrate, so I haven't been seeing any quality degradation, so that's good. Alright, so we have 30 seconds left, stage 10. We're over halfway to our apoapsy. I'm afraid to decouple this or to do this fairing here. 15 seconds left. Alright, there we go. Nope. Deploy, fairing. Cool. Looks like we're gonna borrow a lot more fuel than we should. Oh dear, really? Well, let's find out, figure out what our mistake is. Let's go ahead and decouple that. I use them like this as liquid fuel boosters so they aren't burning as long. Oh. I used to use them almost regularly because I liked the additional thrust they gave. So, 1,000. This stage was supposed to be the stage that got us to the MUN, so we're gonna come up dangerously short. But by the numbers, this did not work. I'm thinking the twin bores didn't give me what I wanted. We're still gonna see this through. We're gonna see if we can do this. I don't have high hopes. So 99% of the time with Kerbal Engineer and by the numbers, usually your rocket, your plane, whatever, usually works. Usually. But what I make usually goes against the grain. So I was only supposed to borrow 300 Delta V from, instead of using it all. Ugh. Yeah, it's the version I have is wait. Oh, you have to do the control panel. 1.1.28. That's the latest I saw out there a couple weeks ago. Anyway, let's have fun with this. Let's do this. Going in the MUN. Let's go ahead and create that. Then let's okay, that's where we're gonna go. So we have to go somewhat where's my maneuver node at? There it is. So let's do wrong one. Oh, I said the wrong one there. Let's do that. Do that. No. Doggone it. I think there's a P. I think there's a version, a build P of it, I think. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. So someone was asking me how I got so much money. It was by putting things like this up that had science experiments on them so I could collect. But anyways, all right. So where's my craft? It's a station. Nope. 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 There it is. I just don't have the surgical skills that comes to doing nodes. That's all. All right, so I want to rename this actually. Where's my? Let's leave that the same, but I just want to call it a lander. That's what I want to do. All right. So let's try that again. Targets our MUN. There's our. Whoa. Remove them all. There we go. Whoa. Oh, that's better. That was weird. So what I'm trying to do is on the initial burn, trying to set up the maneuver so it's somewhat lined up already, but I kept grabbing the wrong. All right, we won't do that then. We'll do the initial burn, then we'll do a mid-course. That's going to cost $856. We only have 179 in the one tank, so let's hope we can do this. So what I was trying to do 3 times, which I failed, was from the initial burn from Kerbal to the MUN was to get us into a somewhat polar trajectory, but it was costing too much fuel. So we'll just do our normal equatorial burn towards the MUN, and then halfway there we'll make a mid-course correction and adjust our trajectory so we'll come in somewhat polar, of a polar orbit. All right. I'm pretty sure we're showing low delta V here because we're in Kerbal and the weight. So hopefully that delta V number goes up. And again, this is going to be a metallic ore drill site, so it doesn't have to look pretty. It's all right, it's got about another 20 seconds of burn here. 400. So we're going to have about 800 delta V, capture 300. So we're going to have 500 to help slow this down and land it. Ugh. I was counting on having a lot more. We did over-engineer, so hopefully that does something. I don't know. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll do a mid-course right here. So we'll add a maneuver node. And is what we wanted. do is click here. There we go. All right, so first of all, let's make sure we're not going to crash, and our ore away. We're doing metallic ore. Why is that a different color? Was I clicked on something else last time? Was I clicked on minerals? Oh no. I don't know what I was clicked on last time. There was a purple splotch right here. Well, that changes everything. Man. So to do metals, we need metallic ore. Metallic ore. Metallic ore. Well, okay. You need a minimum of 600 to land on the MUN. Yep. Well, alright, so this changes. I'm not so panicky anymore. Whatever I was clicked on last time looking for resources, there was a big concentration here. So I was going to have to do a slightly inclined... Maybe it was rare metals? I don't know. Now I gotta know. It wasn't water. It was purple in color. I didn't change a color. I don't think I changed the color. Or no. Oh! I was clicked on ore. Oh, so I... Okay. Never mind. We're good. So if we crank that up to 90, there's nothing. So if we go back down to 80, this is beautiful. This is awesome. I like this. I'm ecstatic. So we can redo this. It's the little things that make you happy. All right. So now we can come in a normal equatorial orbit. Equatorial. Ooh, big word. Equatorial. And we still should be fine. Again, we're doing metallic ore. That's cranked on 80. So yeah, there's a place right along the equator we can land. Let's get going. The only thing is since it's not a rover, we can't drive around and find the highest concentration. I just gotta hope where I land in that heaviest concentration, it's gonna be, you know, beneficial. So, not real exciting. We built something from scratch. Don't even know it's going to work. I mean, actually, I guess we can... No, we can't even test it because we have to fly out. That was weird. We have to fly out some dudes or dudettes, supplies, temporary habitation, and parts to probably convert these. Yeah. Alright, so anyways, let's go ahead and just get our orbit. Gonna cost 260. Alright. So let's say 300, so take 300. So we're gonna have 545 for this to line us up, slow us down, get rid of it, and then we can use the lander, which looks like we have 1200 in the lander. We should be able to do this. Might have been kind of tight doing the inclination landing. Oh. Okay, got all turned around. How are we doing on electrical? Doing good. Alright. so looks like a good spot right here. So let's make a maneuver node over here to start slowing us down. Actually, I wonder if I can actually, means I got the Rhino. Can I slow us down? I have 585. Planet's going to rotate with us a little bit, so let's do that there. Out of curiosity, is anyone on a mobile device that's not in the US? And I hate to be so poignant with that question, because from what I understand, a lot of times across the pond, mobile connectivity usually is the worst. That's what I've heard. So I'm just wondering if anyone's watching that is in those kind of requirements, and if it's been buffering because I made some changes. Or if anyone just has a crummy internet connection, is it been buffering? You know, is anyone like using rabbit ears with, you know, tinfoil? I don't know. Alright, so underneath all this blue, we need to find a flattish spot. You're on an iPad and it's all good? Alright, thanks, Daz. Dazrin, how you doing, man? I sure would like to be right there where it's nice and meaty. All my foil is used for your hats. A little paranoid, are you there? I don't know what you mean. Alright, so let's do this. Wow, that is dangerous. Do this then. Alright, let's do that. 259, perfect, alright. Hopefully this works. F5. Just in case it doesn't. So this is going to slow us down. It's going to put us over our target, and we're going to have kind of a straight drop almost. Almost. We're going to do a few more, we're going to do a little bit more maneuvering after this burn. We're still 32 up. We're going 339, and this is going to slow us down by 259. Australia, no buffering, but a sizable delay. Interesting. I know by default it's anywhere by 10 to 15. I don't have delay turned on. Alright, so how much do we have left? We have 72. Let's just do this. Point retrograde. And we'll use the rest of this to do that. Now, let's do an F5. Stage. The next stage should do the engines. Good. And cool. Oops, wrong keys. Alright, so now let's get the landing gear down. I did bring landing gear, didn't I? Oh, thank God. Alright. Now what I want to do is, not that it's necessary, but it looks like I'm going to land right along here. Again, I'm going to use the landing guidance. Pick a target on the map just for a reference. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Alright. That way, I know about where I want to land, ish. Alright, so we're 23,000. Let's get down to 15. Wow, that was fast. So we're pointing retro. We have 1200 delta V. Let's slow down to like about 100. And is that draining. Okay, so it's draining those first. Good. I'll do an F5 there. Alright, let's get down to 7. Whoa, okay, I said 7. So if I do this stage properly, those things should detach. Alright, hopefully they don't break anything. So out of curiosity, what is our surface slope? 13%. Slope is 18. We might have to hover and tip a little bit. We have the fuel. Because this thing sitting on a slope of 18 degrees ain't so hot. I just don't know where it's going to be flatter. We'll land first and then we'll figure it out. The fuel consumption is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I have a little bit of a slope and change it all. And okay, that's not good. Stay. Alright, so we're sliding on a slope, not good. Well, I would prefer to be where it's flatter. I don't have any lights to turn on this thing. So I am thinking it's going to be a little bit flatter over here. I think I pretty much should have enough fuel to get us over there. I'm going to get my tool set here. Because I won't be able to save because we're moving. So if I do this, do that. Okay. It's trying to get us over a slope that's better than 18. Okay, that's not going to be fun. Because what I'm going to do here is drop our external tanks. So all I have is that. Let's do that, do that, do that. To me, it looks like it's flatter over here where these rocks are. Just keeping an eye on this. We were at 18, we dipped to 11. We got 6 minutes to do this, but it's going to spike when we slow down. $13. 12. 9. Alright, so I'm gonna put on the brakes right around here. Let's land it here. .7 is a lot better than 18. We still have a little bit of fuel left to do this. Let's try to better it. Better it? Improve it? .3. 8.9. What I'm looking at is my slope grade right here, my percentage. Keeping an eye on the fuel. Going up for some reason. .4. Put on the brakes. 4.9. Awesome. .9 ain't so bad. Alright, turn on SAS, let's do an F5, turn this off, turn that off, close those tools, and we have a little eclipse going on over there. So I'm thinking anything I add, I'm just going to go this way, so that way we don't go uphill, we go downhill. Alright, so we do have to add some structure. I have to go use a facility, so I'm going to save here. Guys, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. We're going to add a little bit more to this. We're going to get this operational. That's my goal. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Let's, where stream? Here stream. You stream? Me stream. Alright. Oops, sorry. Hit the wrong key. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, so we have our drill, but it's got to be configured. So we got to bring out some dudes or dudettes to configure it. We got to bring some parts to do that. So we have to bring out a logistics module. Ooh, I wonder if I could... I was going to try to complicate it and put it on a mobile device, a mobile platform. Yeah, let's keep it basic. So when I get a Kerbal out here, we can go ahead and disassemble all this stuff, so it'll make it a little bit neater. That is a huge couple of drills, though. Okay. So let's go see what we need to convert these. Whatever they're called. Retrofit, convert, something like that. Do. Okay. So we're gonna have to fly some stuff out with the guys. It's gonna be a pretty packed flight, I think. So let's look at, where's the drills at? So if I read this correctly, so what we're doing is we're gonna retrofit this, or whatever it's called. We're gonna make it so it does metallic ore. So it needs, wow, each drill needs 360 electrical charge per second. But it puts out, ooh, well, maybe I'll just turn on one. That's a lot of electrical charge. All right, 360. So before I go that route, what does the PDU put out? Where's the... Huh. We might have to have a small power plant out there for that thing. I did not look at the power outage for that thing. Yikes. Anyways, alright, let's get the basics here. So, back to the drill. And to convert... So again, we're doing metallic or something. Oh, I don't even have cooling on the drill, so I'm gonna have to bring cooling. Alright, I made a mess of this again. Alright, so it's gonna be a hodgepodge. So we're doing metallic ore, and I don't know how to really read this down here, but it looks like they're all the same. Swappable converter. So 8 and 40 is what we need. Alright, it's the same. 8 specialty and 40 material kits. So if we do 2 on each side. Alright, so 8 and 40. I'm gonna have to write that down. Hang on, I'm making some notes so I don't forget here. And 8 special, 40, what was that, metals? Come on. There we go. 40 metals. All right. So we're gonna have to bring those so we can get those drills to work. Well, a PDU will definitely give power. I don't know if it's going to give enough power. I don't know how to read that, but let's see if we can't figure that one out. So here's the PDU, Power Distribution Unit. And according to this, we got to have a pilot. All right, so let's put a pilot in there. Do I have a new pilot? I have a new-ish. There he is. And do I have an engineer to take out? So I don't have to take... So, no, Bill. I don't want to take Bill. Again, so we have to keep this cool. We have to keep those drills cool. I think to keep this cool, what I did last time is going to be the same solution. However, all right. So to keep this cool, let's address this one at a time. Last time I did this, and this worked out pretty good. I just put 4 of these. So that keeps this cool. Now to keep that other thing cool, we're going to use one of these. Alright. So that's to keep the drills cool. Whatever. Alright. So again, I can't see how much power this supplies. 4 required logistics, power coupler, power distribution rate, okay. Inputs and outputs. Yeah. Alright, well. We'll see. If this can't supply it, we'll just have to fly out a reactor. That's unfortunate. Okay. So let's call this the MUN metallic or PDU. Oh, I spelled ore wrong. Alright, let's save it. Let's go get us an engineer. And probably a technician will work. I just don't know how the new profession... And it would probably, the newer professions would work better in conjunction with versus the older ones. So I just need... no engineer. The mechanic does what? Can repair broken equipment as well as perform... Yeah, medic, mechanic, farmer... Quartermaster, logistics. So he can do logistics. Planet-wide logistics and contribute to colonization research. Technician can operate, perform. I'm just hoping that a technician can do what a mechanic does for when it, or an engineer can. If not, then we have an extra body out there. Okay. So we're gonna put a technician aboard. Our PDU. Maybe. Alright, and ignition, and let's make sure here, tool, alright. Not that a pilot needs a tool, but alright, so let's go ahead and some flex tubes. So this will connect to it, or what we landed there. We want to allow for expansion. That gives us expansion. And this is just a PDU, so we're not going to have logistics. This is going to give us power. So let's go ahead and outfit this with some habitation. Emergency habitation. Okay. Again, we're going to land this with the sky crane. This is the door, so we're going to put the supplies on the sky crane. Maybe. So what I need to do is I need to bring out some specialty parts and metal kits. So how can I do that? So where's containers at? This is inventory, so I would need this. Now this is Kerbal inventory, so that doesn't hold stuff. That's the smallest oh wait, we got these things. This is all for liquid stuff though, alright. Huh. Wait a minute. That's a door. Okay, hang on. So if we put our radio... Oh. I'm gonna have to put this on the... Boy. Alright, I just want to make sure when this deploys it doesn't smack this. I don't think it will. Never know. Then what I was thinking... Unless, I don't know a smaller container. Oh, that's pretty small. Compare, so how much is this weigh? 0.75 versus 0.25. No, this weighs a lot less. Alright. So, what I was thinking of doing is attaching some small containers to the side here so I can bring out the parts that the engineer or technician will be able to do all that stuff with. And then when I don't need the containers, I can get rid of them. Something like that. Alright, let's see if... Alright, so this is the front door. This is their hatch, and this is just another... something. Wait. Alright, let me try something else instead of doing that. Okay, so first of all, let's put, we don't have any reaction wheel, we don't have any power. Well, it's a PDU, it has power. Alright, so it's its own power, but let's give it, let's give it a, something. What am I trying to think of? Let's do this. And sky crane, and let's okay, now is that gonna hit, or would it be better if I did this? So again, these are coolant radiators for the PDU. This is going to be for the drills, because I didn't put any on the drills. Yeah, I'm packing quite a bit onto this whole thing. So those in that position, they shouldn't burn anything, so we can put those back. Then we're going to need fuel, so let's set this for the MUN. And I think I'm going to take an overabundant amount of fuel. We're going to have Kerbals on board, so I'm going to... Oh yeah, that's right. 2000 delta V, a thrust to weight ratio is extremely low. That's fine. Or what would happen if we just... Oh. Okay, that'll work. Now, so what I was thinking is these can hold the stuff, the parts. And I could put these on the side. I think. Well, thought I could. That's weird. Alright. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll, since this is going to be just a flyaway item, we can mount these to the side and put stuff in them. Yeah. So let's do this. We're just going to do one at a time. We'll put decouplers on them so we can detach them too. Don't have to, because again, an engineer should be able to disassemble it, so we'll do that. Let's do this, and I don't want to put them on in 4s. Put them on in 2s. And then again, I need specialty parts. That's... Oops. 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 Next. Chemicals. Oh, is this all liquid? Oh, this is all liquid. I didn't read that very closely, did I? That's all liquid fuel. So what is... It's all liquid. It's all liquid. So I have to use those. Wait, I can use these. Alright, fine. Alright, that'll be fine. Alright, so we want this to be... Nope. And we want one to be metals. So that's metals. And that should also make that one metals. Cool. And then let's grab this. The same thing on this side. Then we don't want this metals. We want this to be special parts. There we go. Alright. So because of the added weight, we don't have squat coming out of our little engines. So how do I fix that? If I add more fuel, it just means a lower thrust weight ratio. Can I do something kind of insane? Okay, so they won't conflict with anything, and I don't see them actually hitting anything, either one of them. So if we put this back... Okay, those are clipping. I can fix that. Man, this is just a bad setup, no matter what I do. I sure would like to get this out there, though. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, that's better thrust to weight ratio. Okay, alright. Just because I didn't have the engines clustered. So let me pull these off. Get rid of that. We'll go with, and these have got pretty good reaction wheels, so I don't need more reaction wheel. It's its own power, but just so we have power, so I don't botch anything, we're going to do a little battery somewhere. Little battery, then we're going to go back to the larger fuel. All right. And then let's take that. That. So again, this didn't change, right? So we have specialty parts, we have metals. All right, so we have the stuff needed to get the drills all situated. All right. So I'm gonna put small fuel cell. Oh, crikey. I need to put RCS. Wait. Why can't I grab that? It's fighting me. Alright, let's try this again. I need to pull these canisters out. Go. And I need to put RCS and then put these things around the RCS. Because I always forget to put the RCS. Alright, so this is going to help me kind of get close to our target. Alright, so then take this and, oh, just two. And then where's the other one at? There it is. Alright, so now fuel cell. Whew, what an ugly looking rocket. Alright, center of mass is... Let's take this. Take this. Go right about there. Alright, then we can take this and put that back. Alright. Alright, just this should be enough. 800 delta V to land. Wow. So we're gonna put a stage below it that's gonna help it again, as always, because I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, let's make this look a little neater. Alright. Alright, then... I just want to make sure this has enough reaction, that's all. Then we're going to put this then nose cone. Not aerodynamic. Alright. So we have our crew. They have their tools. This is a power, it's not the logistics. We'll have to fly the logistics out. So this is hopefully just to get some power and to see if it's enough power. Then hopefully the technician I'm bringing out will be able to take these parts and set the drills up to be the right drills for metallic ore. And then deploy them, launch one and see if we have enough power. And see if we can keep them cool. Now the one thing I'm missing that's very important for these Kerbals is supplies. Okay, so we need to go here and we're going to grab some supplies. And this is just temporary until we actually get the hab out there, and then we can get additional supplies. Cool. Alright, so is this going to tell me how long it's going to last them? 55 days. Alright. Perfect. That's a whole lot of mess there. Again, minimum is 600 Delta V to land. Wow. So again, cooling for the PDU, cooling for the drills, temporary habitation. We've got our crew. We're going to connect one of these sides to the drills. We have stuff to convert the drills. We have fuel. All right. Alright, so let's put a rocket that's sole purpose is to get this as close as possible to the land before we switch over to these, which is going to be a fun adventure. First of all, this seems to work the best for me because if I put a decoupler, it gets stuck up in there. Kind of scary. Alright, so first of all, staging. Alright, cool. Alright, still gonna have this set for the MUN. And fuel. And a skipper. Yeah, we're doing here, skipper. Put a reaction wheel. Okay. Alright, that should work. First of all, let's... So we need some communication. Where's a good place to put it? I guess there. And for the rocket, actually it needs to, no. Oh, we're gonna pop the fairing, so that would have been fine. All right. And keeping the power on. Oops. In the wrong key. Alright, so again, this is all to land it. This is to get as close as possible, and then the other stage is for it, right? Whatever. Alright, so now let's build a stage to get it from Kerbin to the moon. We need to set this for Kerbin. And we're going to use a decoupler somewhere. Alright, and action wheel. And I'm thinking, before I get in trouble, what am I looking for? Engine. That's barely enough fuel. That weighs a lot. Alright, we're gonna have to think a little bit on outside the box here. These things gimbal like crazy, so I always reduce them down to about 25. So, it's barely enough fuel for the burn to MUN. So that's not even enough fuel to get our capture. So, I'm thinking is what we're gonna do is we're gonna supersize this. Starting to get a little excessive on fuel costs, so hopefully, what am I looking for? Up here, looking for that, and or, all right, much better, much better. All right. Alright. Again, this stage, stage 6, its sole purpose, I'm not going to borrow anything from it at all. Hopefully. Probably will. Because my stuff never goes through well planned. Alright, so let's put another decoupler. Get another reaction wheel going here. And let's see what happens if we just add one. No, we're going to add two big tanks. And that's strutted. Again, back to here. Atmospheric. So we're coming up 1,000 delta V short. I think we can do this. Let's go ahead and grab a decoupler. I need to start making lifters as subassemblies so I don't have to remake them over and over and over. No one likes to see that. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab this. Let's go ahead and grab orange tanks. Because I think mainsails wrapped around should be fine. Alright, cool. Cool. Then we'll do a mainsail. Let's bring this down a smidge. Let's grab this. And let's... Cool. Alright, let's do 4. Because if 4 is too much, we can always do something about that. Stage 6. Where's stage 6? Really? Oh wait, I know what's wrong. Garen, how you doing? I think we got this. I was concerned because I didn't see the proper delta V, but I forgot to add fuel lines. Some people don't like using fuel lines. I do. $36.20. Cool. Alright. Nice. Alright, cool. Thrust to weight ratio is a little bit too high, so we lower that. Alright, so now all we have to do is add a little bit of reaction wheel. First of all, let's put the Sepitron. Sepitrons would go right there. All right. Yeah, let's just strut everything. I really don't think the tanks need it, but I'm going to do it. Alright, cool. So again, 144 off the launch pad. Our total is 36, so we're over budget. That's perfect. Yeah. That's perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and add some launch lampies. And they're gonna go right there. So, just to make sure we don't have a communication problem, which I don't think we will, but you never know. Make sure we have an antenna. When we get into orbit, we'll get rid of this, so we'll have that, and we have the fuel cell up there. So I think we're good on power. We have our crew. Again, I'm hoping the technician is able to do what the engineer can in regards to assembling things. It just isn't clear. I probably could read up on it and it would be really clear, but I didn't have an engineer. Alright, so let's launch it. Actually, we're going to let it sit on the launch pad for just a sec, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Death Prophet, how the heck are you, man? Finn the Human, how are you guys doing? Well, you guys are just in time for, well, possibly a failure, but we never know. Alright, let's see if we can get this behemoth off the ground. This is a PDU that's packing a lot of stuff, so it's got quite the payload with it, so hopefully it works. What do I don't need over there? I don't need surface. And we're set, I guess. Oh, that was a scary sound. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a metallic ore drill site set up. We already have the drills in place. There's no power to run them. So we're sending out a PDU, power distribution unit. Sending out a crew, which, by the way, they don't look very happy. We're sending supplies with them. I hope I sent us... okay, we have some temporary habitation. We have emergency habitation. I was a little scared there for a second. And we're taking stuff that hopefully the technician will be able to retrofit these drills to the right drills we want. It worked with an engineer. I can't find another engineer except for Bill. So hopefully this all works. Well, this rocket definitely got up there. Kind of a steep trajectory, though, but we got the fuel. There we go. My mod list might be a little bit out of date. I don't know if MKS and the life support's in there, but that's about the only thing I think I've got. Alright, let's get rid of the fairing. Didn't break anything good. Cool, okay, let's see if we can get this. Come on. Where's the... Don't I have a docking port up there somewhere? Or is it? There it is. There we go. MKS and life support with the extra buildings, etc. Like your moon base. MKS has got... MKS is, I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's for habitation. And it comes with a rover, the Caribou. The only thing that MKS doesn't come with is life support. That's separate. When you download MKS, you get all the manufacturing, you get all the construction, you get all the containers, reactors, a whole bunch of stuff. There goes the nose cone. Yeah, the MKS is a complete package. There's a light version. I don't know what the real difference is. And then there's the orbital version of this too. So you can make a space station that has all the same stuff, but they're configured differently because it's, you know, for space station. I was wondering where all the extra buildings came from. Oh yeah. I think MKS by itself was everything you needed to colonize. So it would do, you know, it came with the CRP. What's this? That's the resource package, a consumer resource package or custom resource. I can't remember what it's called. So it comes with the CRP now. It used to be separate, but it's all one package now. All right, let's do that. Do that. So we've got 300 extra Delta V. I think we're actually going to use it. So we got this big old long hunkin' thing here. I am going to turn on the fuel cell, which is right. No. Somewhere I have a fuel cell. Please tell me I brought a fuel cell. Did I forget the fuel cell? Oh, I thought I saw it. Did I forget it? Oh, I thought or is it buried underneath the supplies? Hang on, where's all the supplies at? Yeah, without a fuel cell, is that going to be real tragic? Maybe not. Did I accidentally take it off and not put it back on? I don't see the fuel cell clip through here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Okay, we got a fuel cell. It's hidden. Alright, alright, let's get our trajectory to the moon going here. Again, we're going to use this 300, so we're carrying some extra weight here. Well, even without the fuel cell, I would be using engines all the way that would generate power. I do have a battery tucked away in here, and this is a reactor, so I could turn on the reactor to generate electrical charge if I wanted to. So, over-engineer for success. That's my motto, my credo, my thing. Alright. It's my thing. Just keep an eye on everything here. Yeah, I know. I don't want to use the PDU because the fuel it uses is the enriched uranium. And you only got so much of that. Once you run out, I think the only way you can get it back is you have to do maintenance or transfer something. I don't know. Alright, let's get ready to do a stage here. There we go. Again, we designed this stage to do exactly what it's doing right now. The sole purpose was to get us away from Kerbin, on the way to MUN, and around MUN. If we have extra left over, excellent. Because this is to slow this down and get as closest to the surface as possible because we don't have a ton of Delta V up here. Alright, cool. So we're on the way to the MUN. Yay, we're on the way to the MUN. Very excited. Okay. I don't know what I was doing. Alright, so let's put a maneuver node out here. And let's take a look. And let's get us lined up here. We don't have to go super high. We can just be nice. Whoa. 60, that's too high. We can do 40. Or 39. 39 is fine. We do got a lot of weight we're toting around here. Look at the moon. It's because the planet overlay is still on. The moon's gone bad. It's been left out. It's gone bad. Alright. So here comes our mid-course. Small burn. I know, it's gone moldy. Or it's grown something unique. Ugh. Alright. That should get us lined up for an orbit. Yay. There's one of our installations. That's our ore installation right there. Alright, so let's grab an orbit around the MUN. Close enough. So that's going to cost 263. We have 835, so we have more than enough fuel to do that. That's our gypsum warehouse. Where's our metallic ore site? There it is. All right, cool. And there's the MUN. All moldy. Moldy MUN. Alright, let's go ahead and get this orbit set up here. Piece by piece, it's getting assembled. Okay, so I'm going to set this as my target. And we are where? We're way over there. Alright, so we're going to put on the brakes. And don't forget, we have this huge rhino that's going to do a lot of the work. The planet's going to move towards us, so our target should, you know, should catch up with us. So in order to make this functional, well, it can drill, but we wouldn't be able to do the warehousing because we don't have logistics. So hopefully this PDU supplies enough power for at least one of the drills. And hopefully we can even retrofit the drill. I don't know if I don't know if this technician that I'm bringing will do it. I'm used to having just engineers. So it's like, you know, you need a specialized surgeon, and I feel like I'm bringing a general practitioner. Please don't tell the technician I said that. Alright, so we still have 410 left. Point that at the target. Why not have a full... okay, weird. Alright, so anyways, let's put on the brakes again, and let's try to drop down on our target. So we're going to put on the brakes. Let's go radial out. And that puts us... Oh, I don't know what I just did there. Let's try that again. Alright. It's going to cost us 192. We still have 410. We still have a whole other stage to do, slowing us down, getting us close enough. So we should have more than enough fuel, just as long as I can do this. Because it's a lot of switching and turning stuff on. Ooh, you know what? I should probably do these right now. So let's go ahead and extend. Extend. Let's not activate them yet. Alright, so can we get a little bit better? I do. I think we can. I think we can do this just a little bit better since we have the ability to do it. So we'll drop another node here. We're going to go radial out, pull on the brakes, pull this back a little bit. So see, now we have this drop down on the target. And I think that should be just fine. That's going to cost a little bit more than we have, but again, that's why we have this other stage. That's our target. we're gonna have to stage. Oh, I hope that doesn't hit our target. That would be terrible. Go down there and find everything all exploded. Weird. Alright, so we need to... Oh, I see. Alright, so... let's warp to here. And we should be able to burn a little bit. So we're overshooting the target on purpose. Alright, let's get us down to 20,000. See how we look. We'll do a little burn. Okay. Let's go and get us down to, I don't know, 10,000. Slow us down quite a bit. We're looking good. Still have plenty of fuel. I'm just gonna push the green thing a little bit closer to our target. That's all. Alright, so we're slowing down quite a bit. I like this. So I'm thinking actually, if I do an F5 to save, I should be able to... I'm going to slow us down. So we're 4,000 up. I should have enough delta V to do everything I need to do. I'm going to still try to push us over a little closer to the target. Alright. Oh Christ. Did that work? Alright. Alright. Oh jeez. Alright. So we have only 700 delta V, but we're only 1,000 off the surface here. It's our drill site, right? Yeah. Okay, I didn't know where our installation was. It looks like a big rock. So don't forget, I think we have a high slope here. 15, not super high, but we don't want to tip. We are a little top heavy. Alright, so let's do this. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Oh, did I hit F4 by chance? Oh, I did. Alright. F4, by the way, toggles your target information. Oh, I keep hitting F5. There we go. So again, we do want to connect on the other side. Getting low on fuel. Wrong way. Wrong way. Alright. Alright, thanks, CTP. You have a good day as well. Appreciate you stopping in as always. Alright, so let's get this down lower. So which did we want to... Like that, I think. Yep. Alright, so let's go ahead and hover for a little bit here. Do this, do that, do that. And let's see if I can manage this with RCS a little bit. Okay. Looks pretty good. We have 2 minutes of fuel to be able to do this. Let's go ahead and land a little bit more. Okay, I think that's gonna be fine. Yep, that looks good. Almost tipped over. That was intense? Alright. I wasn't... Okay. Why are we... Oh, what? Those are off. Wait a minute. Why do we keep tilting here? Alright. Turn off RCS. Oh, thanks, Next Tech. Alright, so now, here's the thing. We should be able to connect the structure if the technician can do it. I don't know if the technician can. I know engineers can. I don't think pilots can. Maybe it's just a functionality of... Okay, that's good. I thought only engineers could do this. Alright, so now we have our structures connected. Yay. Alright, let's go back here. And what is our electrical at? Electrical. We're generating electrical. We're not doing anything, so that's good. So what I wanted to do, let's go back to the technician here. Let's get his... This item can only be used to... What? Alright, well, I don't know if this is going to work. Let's see here. Oh, maybe. So we want to do... We don't want gypsum. So let's get this down here. We want metallic ore. So next. Metallic. Oh, is that what we are? I forgot, guys. Metallic ore. Alright, so this says metallic ore. So we want to do that. Only engineers can... I knew it! Alright, so we have the stuff out here. We have to bring another module anyways. Darn it. Alright, let's put him back in his little thing. So I need an engineer. Slightly frustrating. But let's see here. So let's deploy the habitation. And now without it on, what do they have? They have, well, it's indefinite orange. So what happens if I start the habitation? Do I have to refresh this? No, it's green. All right, so they have 69 days of supply. They have a temporary habitation. I'm not going to worry about turning on the reactor because I can't turn on a drill because I need an engineer. Sorry. But we have an expansion, so our supply drop we're going to come out. It'll have a 4-way on it, so we'll have more of a split. But we have the parts, so we don't have to bring the parts. We need to bring an engineer. We have the parts. We'll bring the logistics. We'll bring the logistics module, and then hopefully it'll be online and ready to go. We have another module we have to bring out, which would be a logistics module. So I'm learning about the new MKS. All right, so first of all, let's turn all of our engines off. I tried to hire an engineer and there wasn't, the only one available was Bill, and I don't want to use up my last engineer. So no, I don't want to do crossfeed. Where's the engines at? There we go. Shut down. Shut down. Retract. And retract. Alright. But they'll be fine for a couple months. And when's our next resupply? It's a long time. So in 81 days we have our next historical thing. But so in that time, hopefully we can get quite a few drill sites set up. This totally caught me by surprise. But we're going to have to do something like this for other ores too. So we'll be able to reuse this configuration since it worked. As long as it's on the equator, we'll be fine. That is a huge drill. Let's give this a proper name here. Where is a probe core? So how was I flying this? Do I have a probe core stuffed in here somewhere? It's a battery. Is it right here? No. Let's aim camera. Where did I hide the probe core? Nope, no probe core, no probe core. Can I rename this? Alright, we'll rename that. So this is the MUN ore, metallic ore PDU. It's a base. That's fine. Alright. If I didn't have... Jeb, how you doing? What surprised you by the drill? How big it was? How much power it takes? Compared to the, what is it, the EM500 or whatever? It's huge. I thought I would be able to put this, put these drills on the rovers is I used them as the caribous, and then when I put that on there, it was going to tip everything. Where did I put? So if I landed this, how did I get out here if I didn't have... Oh, does the PDU have a command? Oh, it does, doesn't it? It does, alright. I didn't know that. Alright. So anyways, I'm trying to learn from your vids. I have no experience with MKS. Well, I don't have any experience. I keep making bigger mistakes each time. But again, is what I'm finding out is if you want to keep things powered, you can either have a solar array assembly, but if you have a dark side, then you have to make sure you have ample battery. So for me, a solution is the PDU. PDU seems to be able to power a drill and your life support and stuff like that, habitation. Now, in the case of this, these drills need a lot of energy to go. So when I get these going, I may just enable one and see if the PDU can do it. If it can, then I may enable the other one and see if the PDU can keep up. If it can, then fine. If not, I'm going to have to bring a reactor out, because reactors come with MKS, just to power those two beasts. So we're just going to take this. So the next stream, which will be tomorrow, we're going to bring out the logistics, an engineer, connect it all up, reconfigure the drills so we can do our metallic, and we'll do our power test to make sure it works. We'll bring out logistics too. And then if that works, great, we can move on to our next drill site. If it doesn't, because we don't have enough power, we'll have to drop in a reactor. The PDU is actually power distribution unit. If you have other MKS modules, if they sit off to the side and they need power, the PDU will supply those things with power. Now, if you have something that's stock, you can use a couple of different things. You can use the large fuel cell, or he has little tiny node things that you can surface attach so they can pick up the power also. So it goes in bursts. Alright, so that is going to be the stream for today. I'm going to go see if I can find a fellow rocket jockey to host, and I don't want to say pass you guys along to, but yes, there is a rocket jockey out there, Jamorian. Let me go see if he's still doing some stuff. But guys, if you guys don't mind, can you please do a friendly gamer circle visit? Oh, right there, Jamorian. He is a fellow rocket jockey. He does primarily just stock, but he does some pretty fantastic stuff. Very chill. Thanks, Next. Appreciate it. Yep, I'll be here tomorrow. As long as everything goes fine with my day. And hopefully we can wrap up the metallic ore here. We were so close. But the technician went out. I don't know how to do anything here. So, guys, if you're not following Jamorian, click that link. Go give him a follow. Highly recommend his stream. Knows his stuff about Kerbal. Good gamer. Good guy. Very, very chill. Very mellow. That's what he boasts. So, I'm going to give him a host. I'm going to go over there and say hi. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot. You guys have a good one now.